My name is R Craft, I think it is. But you guys can all call me Desi. This is my first vlog. I didn't even know this existed for like the longest time. I'm sorry I look like crap. I got out of the bath and stuff, so I gotta make myself look pretty. I wanted to talk a little bit about my likes and, you know, that kind of stuff. So, where should I start? I guess my biggest obsession is horror films. I love horror movies. They are my obsession. Chucky is my favorite person. I love Chucky. He has to be like the best person ever. For those of you that don't like Chucky, I completely understand. You know, Chucky isn't for everybody. I love Freddy Krueger. He's another one of my favorites. I like a lot of horror movies. I can't generalize them. But I like doing outdoor sports too. So I like vlogging about that. If you guys are following me on my steemit account, you guys will kind of know. Okay, so I didn't really vlog about this, but I feel like I should. I posted a post on steemit about me going vegetarian. Okay, so if you guys didn't see it, I saw this video, and it was about the dairy farms, of how the cows were getting treated, and it just made me cry so much. I was just like, I'm done with meat. I can't do it anymore. I can't eat it anymore. So that was what that post was about. And I did go vegetarian. Actually, I was more like a vegan than a vegetarian. So anyway, so I didn't really do research. I just kind of just jumped right into it, and I just kind of just ate tofu and vegetables, and yeah, I ate noodles and stuff like that, right? But and I ate lots of vegetables, but I got really sick. My body, I don't know, it was the weirdest thing. My body wasn't getting enough protein. I wasn't eating enough protein to suffice eating meat. So I got like really sick.
It sounds great on the left screen. Hover over and mute it.
Right there.
Yeah, there you go. Sounds great.
So I got sick. My face, I went pale in the face. I started having dreams. This is the weird part. I started having dreams about eating meat. That was possibly the weirdest experience I had. So I went a week and a half without eating meat. And I gave up. I was like, I can't do this. I mean, I don't eat meat as much now. I've cut back a lot. But that was what that post was about. Thought I should tell you guys so you guys don't think I'm still a vegetarian. What else? I also like a bunch of stuff. I guess. If you guys probably don't know this, but I'm not exactly a girly girl, like a girly girl, like pink and doing my makeup every day, as you guys can see with how I look. I'm the kind of girl that just like rolls out of bed. It's just what I do. I'm obsessed with tea. I don't know if that's the thing. Oh, but I should probably talk about horror movies because I know a lot about it. Okay, so for those of the people that do like horror movies, or you want to watch some but you just just don't know which ones to watch, I am here for you. I got you. Okay, so if you want an oldie horror film, I would recommend Misery. I love Stephen King. Like, he's not totally horror, like gory. So if you like gory movies, then you know I would not recommend Stephen King films. Though he did make an It movie. I do like It. It has to be a really good movie. I watched it when I was a little kid, so I'm really quite fond of those movies. I was scared of clowns a little bit after I watched it, but it's just a movie, so it didn't faze me that bad. James Wan films or oldies, sorry, old films. Exorcist. Exorcist is a really good movie. I like it. It's what set off the possession films for me, I think. I haven't seen any of the other old films that were possession. I actually think that The Exorcist was the first film. Now, if I'm wrong, please correct me. I think that was the first one where it was a possession with the demons and all that stuff. I think that one is probably the best because I don't know. It just seems like nowadays all like the possession movies that you see now, like supposed to be horror, but I just feel like they're just doing the same shit or same crap. Sorry. That's how I feel. I feel like they're just doing it over and over again, just trying to make it as scary as when you watch The Exorcist. That's how I feel about it. I've seen a lot of horror movies, so that one is definitely by far a good film. Another oldie is Army of Darkness. That is another old film. If you guys have seen it, kudos to you guys. It is definitely a movie to see. It's not horror. I wouldn't classify it as a horror film, but it is kind of creepy in ways, but it's so funny. So it's like a comedy horror. So it's not too scary, but it's pretty creepy. It's from the Evil Dead series, if you guys know what that is. If you guys have seen it, that's awesome. I love it. I actually love the main character. I can't seem to remember his name now. I'm like, my mind just like totally blacked out. I know it's Bruce Campbell. The lead guy in the Evil Dead. He's awesome. I don't think they could have picked a better person for that guy. So that's definitely another good film I like. The Blair Witch Project is another oldie. It is definitely I avoided watching it for a while, so I had no idea it existed. I thought it was, I don't know. I had no idea it actually was a thing. I didn't know the movie came out, and then my boyfriend Michael told me about it, and just him talking about it got me really interested. Like, why haven't I not seen this movie before? So we watched it, but he told me it was real. It was based on a true story. And it freaked me out because it was like, oh my gosh, if this is real, like, that is nightmare. What nightmares are made of. But it's pretty cheesy. It's a camera view, so if you don't like horror films that are all camera, I wouldn't recommend watching it. I definitely liked the original way more than I liked the remake. The remake was okay. It explained the original a lot more, because after I was finished watching the Blair Witch, I was like, I have so many questions that need answering. Like, how is the witch, like the demon witch or whatever she is, killing all these people? How is, like, what does she look like? Because you never see her. You just see, you hear the noises and all that kind of stuff, right? So I had so many questions. So I definitely think the remake explained a lot of answers to the original. And at least that's my opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was a prequel to Blair Witch. Now, I haven't seen the second or the third Blair Witch. I think there's more than one of them, but I'm not too sure. But I thought they were pretty good. It definitely creeped me out a little bit. Okay, so then there's Misery. I would definitely recommend Misery. It's a Stephen King film. I think I already mentioned no, I talked about it, sorry. Misery is about a girl that falls in love with this guy, and she becomes, like, really, like, abusive, I guess. Because she, like, straps him to the bed and, you know, breaks every bone if he tries to escape. But she's in love with him. That's the creepy part. It's a Stephen King film, so don't expect too much. But if you like those kind of chilling feeling horror films, then that one's a really good one to watch. Okay, I think I covered most. Carrie. Sorry, I almost forgot. Carrie. It's the prom horror film about the girl who, you know, she's in high school and her mom's like a total Bible thumper, and you know, she restricts Carrie from basically doing anything and locks her in a closet if she misbehaves, and you know, you get the drift. Everybody's seen Carrie. That one's definitely a good film to watch. I don't really have much to say about it. I've seen the original and I've seen the remake, and I think I like both of them just as much. They're both pretty good. Okay, so let's go on to A Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, don't confuse this one with the remake. I hated the remake so much. Like, oh my gosh, I hated it so much. And I gave it a chance. I did. I was so excited. I was like, you know, Robert Englund did a fantastic job at doing Freddy Krueger. Like, he was my childhood for so many years, right? I grew up watching Nightmare on Elm Street and Freddy vs. Jason. But I like the originals of the movies with Robert Englund. I do not like the remake. It is a waste of an hour, or in some, however long the movie is. It is a waste of my time. I was so angry at the end of it. I was like, you can't just make Freddy this person. Like, he sounds like the Candyman is what it is. The way he kills people, like, he doesn't have the cliche, you know, you're in my world, bitch, right? Those kind of things. He didn't say any of that. He, like, I don't know. I can't even describe it. He was just like, oh, I'm just gonna cut open your tummy and do this, and it's gonna look gruesome or whatever, right? He sounded more like the Candyman. I love the Candyman series, but don't mix him with Freddy Krueger. They're two different people. Okay. So yeah, I like those. Those are pretty good. And as I said, I grew up watching them, and I grew up watching the Chucky movies. I actually have a Chucky and Tiffany doll. I'm not big of a fan. I own almost all the films for Chucky. I'm just missing Seed of Chucky and Child's Play, the first 3. That's all I'm missing. And my Chucky collection is pretty good. For like jumpy films, if you guys like it, James Wan film. is definitely a series, a selection of movies to check out. He never disappoints. Dead Silence is like, it's a really good film. It's about a woman. She is a ventriloquist, and she died or something. Like, she like made all these dolls, and she died. And when she died, her last remaining wish was to become a doll. So I was instantly like, I have to see this. So I watched it, and it definitely freaked me out. It was the first James Wan film I have ever seen, and it definitely gave me the heebie-jeebies. Now, at this time, I was definitely easily scared. I had to sleep with the light on that night because it freaked me out. I was also really young when I saw it, so that now it doesn't really scare me. It's just one of my classics that I have. So if you like creepy, jumpy movies like jump scares, James Wan films are totally for you. Another James Wan film that you should watch is the Insidious series. Now, I love all of them, like every single one of them. I have seen all of them. I'm in love with every single one of them. I can't really describe Insidious without giving away the storyline. Basically, it's a little different. It's kind of like a possession, almost a possession movie. They go into a different dimension. They call it the Further in the films. Obviously, you guys have possibly seen it, but if you haven't, then I don't want to give too much away. Yeah, they go into the Further to find their loved one in each film. Which is pretty creepy. Every time they go in there, I'm just like, oh shit, it's about to go down, right? And then, the classics, The Conjuring of him. Those are always good if you want to scare the bejesus out of your friends. I love those films. I love every single one of James Wan films, actually. Like, they're all really awesome. Like, they're pretty amazing. I was really disappointed when he came out with the first Conjuring. Like, the first Conjuring is awesome, but if you guys remember the first part of the movie, you see, like, the Annabelle doll, right? And Ed and Lorraine Warren, like, has to take the doll because the doll is possessed, right? So I was a little... Actually, I can't even say a little. I was a lot disappointed with Annabelle. Like, the first one before the creation. Annabelle's creation was... They definitely made up for the Annabelle movie. Because everybody... Well, I know a good chunk of people were pretty disappointed in that movie. Because we were all looking forward to it. Because he made it look so intriguing in the movie. The first Conjuring. And then when you get the movie that's just all about Annabelle... You just get, like... That's it. Like, this... Basically... It was such a long start. Like, it wasn't very scary. It was definitely one of the films James Wan definitely could have done better. But I liked the next one to it. That was pretty creepy. What else? Okay, so now I'm going to move on to my... to, like... gory films to, like, the new ones that you guys should watch. I almost forgot of one of the old films, The Shining. I can't believe I forgot The Shining. The Shining. I liked that film. I thought it was pretty fantastic. It's another old film, so it was actually, I don't know. I heard rumors from, like, your grandparents. They tell you their opinion on a horror film, right? And they make it sound so scary. Like, so I heard about it from my grandma, because it came out when my grandma and grandpa's anniversary or something. So my grandpa actually took my grandma to go see The Shining on their anniversary. So I thought that was like really hilarious. So I never saw it. I avoided it for a while. I was too busy catching up on all the other horror movies that I had to see. Like, you know, the usual, like Silent Hill, and, you know, the train one where the guy kills a whole bunch of people. I don't know if you guys remember. I can't seem to find it anywhere. It was like this awesome, gory zombie film. It was, called like Terror Town or something. I can't remember, but it had to be like the best horror film I've seen when I was a kid. It was my first gory film, and it didn't faze me when I was a kid, so that's a sign. Gory films are definitely my favorite. I love like slasher films. Like, they are awesome. I like the jump scare films too. But slasher films are by far my favorite. I could like sit there with a bag of popcorn and they don't really affect me too much. I've seen way too many. So most of the horror films that I'm about to tell you now, because I pretty much covered most of the oldies. Okay. So here are the slasher films that are my favorite. You guys don't have to like them. They're just my personal favorite that I find awesome and pretty cool. Okay, which one should we start with? Okay, so, the first slasher series that I ever saw was, yeah, it was Saw. Yep. They were the first horror films I've ever seen. And I gotta tell you, I was addicted by the first one. I have seen the whole series. I have seen Jigsaw. Jigsaw, I was a little skeptical because the 7th one was supposed to be the last Jigsaw film. But I had so many questions. Like, I feel like they didn't do a good enough job on Saw Final Chapter. I feel like they didn't suffice it enough for me. I had so many questions, like, you know, is Carrie Carrie, right, Elves or whatever, how you pronounce his name, gonna continue with the Jigsaw series, or is it like completely over and the puzzle's gone? And then they decided to come out with another Saw movie. So I was a little excited, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I told my boyfriend, I was like, I don't want to see it because, you know, I'm gonna get angry because the last one, the 7th one, was supposed to be the last movie. But I was a little excited for it. I was really actually hoping that it was gonna happen. And it did. We got Jigsaw now. And, I don't feel like it justified the other ones, but it was definitely a good series. You get to learn more about John Kramer in that one. Yeah, it was okay. I was a little disappointed that they didn't continue it with Carrie, the first guy from the first Jigsaw movie. I was a little disappointed. I'm not gonna just sit there and lie. Yeah. I just totally lost track of what I was saying. Oh, right, Jigsaw. Yeah, the goriness, if you like Jigsaw because it's gory, the new one is definitely best. I'm sorry, I know it's gross. Jigsaw still kept up with his goriness, which was pretty awesome. It was also 10 years, like, I don't know how to describe it, like, 10 years after he died, if that makes sense. It was a little bit of a mind fuck, in my opinion. It was a little bit of, I don't know, it was a little confusing. But once you got the storyline, you were just like, oh, that makes sense. Right? It was those kind of films. Oh, Hostel. Yes. Those movies fuck me up. I'm not gonna lie. They creep me out. I heard from so many people, don't watch them. They're so gross. They're disgusting. And, you know, I always seen the cover and I was like, I don't know if those are, like, my film. Like, I like gory stuff. But I was, like, a little skeptical on those ones. And I'm so glad that my boyfriend showed me Hostel. Because I was like, wow, these movies are so good. Now, don't get me wrong, they are not in my collection. They are the kind of movies for me that I can only see once. I have only seen Hostel once. The whole series, just once. I refuse to watch it a second time. Because it's like so cringy. Like, they make it look so real in the film. Like, I think James Wan did or Eli Roth, sorry. Eli Roth did a pretty good job at those films. He's definitely good at, like, slashers. So give those a watch. 1 and 2 were the best. The third one is okay, but it's not, like, it doesn't give you that feel, if you know what I mean. It doesn't give you that chilly, like, oh, like, cringe-worthy feeling when you watch the third one. I mean, it is pretty creepy. I mean, seeing a guy's face get cut off was definitely, never seen that before in a horror movie. Except for, like, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right? I want to see what you guys have said. Dark Flame, which movie scared you the most? Insidious, or which film? I'm talking so much, I'm sorry. So yeah, watch the Hostel films. Those are pretty good and gory if you like those kind. Another series I am quite fascinated with is the Wrong Turn series. Now, if you guys don't like cannibalism, I don't suggest watching these. They have a lot of cannibalism in it. But, like I've said, I've seen a lot of crap in horror films. Nothing phases me anymore. So, Wrong Turn is, I should probably give you guys the gist of these films. Wrong Turn is basically a film about a group of kids. It's the same thing in every film, so it's not like a storyline. They're just amazing slasher films. Slasher / cannibalism. So if you're not into seeing people get eaten and cut up to bits, then I wouldn't recommend it. But if you're someone like me that can handle everything, then they're a good movie to watch. Okay, so basically the Wrong Turn series is about a group of kids, and they go on like a road trip or something in the first one, and all of them actually. And they take a wrong turn, and they go near where the cannibals go. And the cannibals, actually I shouldn't call them the cannibals, they're brothers. There's 3 of them. And they have like all these traps for like to like break your car down, and you basically have to fight to survive to the brothers, the cannibalistic brothers. And it kind of has a storyline, but not really. It's basically just like cringy cannibal stuff. It's like Hostel, but not like Hostel, because they don't eat the people, I guess. So yeah, so they end up catching them. They like trap them somehow, and you know, they'll stick a knife in the back of their head, and you'll see like the pickaxe or something that they use come out the side of their forehead, and you know, they drag them away and, you know, prep them and, you know, cut their body pieces up and all that kind of stuff, all that gory crap, right? It's basically like that for all of them, except for the 4th one is when you see them in an asylum, and they're in like a crazy house, and it starts to do a storyline for the 4th and the 5th one. The 6th one, I didn't get it at all whatsoever. I couldn't understand why they did that one. It was definitely, I might have to try to rewatch it because I don't know, it was just so bad. Like, my goodness. Like, nobody took a wrong turn, so I don't know why it's wrong turn. They just ended up at, like, I think how I'm remembering it is it was like in a Victorian style. So at least that's what my interpretation of it was. I could be wrong, but I couldn't handle watching that one. It wasn't that it scared me or anything. It was I just didn't like it. That's all I have to say for that one. But the other ones are really good. Definitely a gory slasher cannibal movie. I like those. What's another really good slasher film that I like? The Scream series. Scream is another one of my favorite serial killers. I love Ghostface. He's definitely awesome. And it's so cliche, right? Like, everybody does it. If they've seen Scream, it's like the best prank to pull on somebody, I would think. But I think they definitely did a justice for that one. I like the 4th one. And how it ended. You get to find out who was the killer and all that kind of stuff, right? So, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, yeah, kids have sleepovers and, you know, they get a phone call from an unknown number saying, "What's your favorite scary movie?" Right? Yeah. And, you know, they tell them who it is or ask who it is, right? And, you know, the typical line of them is, "I'm the last person you're gonna see alive," right? I like those. I have so many horror films that I've seen. I'm probably just boring you guys with this. Okay, so so for kind of like a horror themed one,
Just so you know, I'm doing great. Okay, front page.
oh wow. Okay. It's kind of a horror film, but it's more of an opera, but it's really good. I like it. It's Repo. I didn't even know this movie existed till my boyfriend showed me, and after I was done watching it, I was like, why haven't I seen this movie? You know? Like, it's so good. It's about a girl, her name's Shiloh, and she has like a blood disease, and so her dad continues to try and find the cure for her, and you know, Shiloh isn't allowed to be outside because of her blood disease. That's basically the storyline, but it's so good. And the music to it is like amazing. And Repo Man is okay. So there's a plastic surgery place. I think it justifies for that, or organ transplant. Sorry. And you know, you go in to, like, if you need a new heart or a new cornea, right? You go in and, you know, GeneCo will give you what you need. But if you can't make up for those payments, then, you know, if you miss a payment, like one payment, a Repo Man will come and just, you know, take that part out of you and kill you, right? They're GeneCo in the movie is like the government. They're the government. They run everything. They're like the strongest family. So definitely give that movie a watch. You will not be disappointed. mind blown now. I can't even. I'm gonna have to come up with like some more horror films for you guys. So that's all I got for a horror film. Let's see what else. One of my creepy hobbies that I like to do is I am very good at SFX makeup. If I figure out how to do, oh, here we go. Okay, so this is my SFX. I actually pranked my boyfriend with it. This is the post. You guys can actually see. That is so cool. I am so fascinated now. So now I can just, show you stuff. Okay, so, I, video called him, and this is one of my, SFX makeup. Look how gory that is, like, right there. That was my first attempt at SFX makeup, actually. It was me just messing around, and I wanted to make a 3rd-degree burn. That was my goal, and I think I did a pretty awesome job. Like, I did a pretty good job.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, so I ended up pranking my boyfriend with it. I scared the crap out of him. That's his face when I showed him my 3rd-degree burn. It looks pretty realistic when you look at it. It looks like I burned all my flesh right there, and it's gone. That's him. That's Dark Flame. That's the person that is making all the Steam posts. You guys should definitely follow him. It's at Dark Flame. He makes pretty intense posts, and he's pretty good for helping out with if you don't understand something about Steam, or if you need help with everything. He is actually, from what I understand, he is wanting to do this portfolio for it, and he does accept Bitcoin or Steam, whichever. And he makes you a portfolio with, like, a photo shoot, or it's like a video thing for you for your portfolio or something like that. I don't know much about it, so that gives you a better reason to go comment on one of his videos to find out more about that. You should definitely do that.
Yeah, you should go through all your posts.
Huh?
You should scroll through your posts and show them, talk about them, because you posted a couple times.
Yeah.
If you move your window over to the right, it'll fill that preview window a bit better. No, other way. Move the left over a bit to the right, and you can see it's more centered in the preview window.
Oh, cool. Sorry, I'm just learning about this.
You're doing great. It looks awesome.
What else should I tell you guys? Yeah, this was my post for that. I feel like I should talk about this because if you guys haven't seen it, I will read it to you, because I don't know if you guys can read that. So I will read it to you. This is the short version. I am recently in the process of writing a book about it. I am a victim of abuse. So if you guys want to read that, I don't want to make this vlog super boring. So if you guys want to read it, go and check this vlog out. It explains a lot of partial of what I went through. So you guys should check that out. And then, I'm new on steemit. I haven't posted very much. This is my first video vlog. I do suffer from hypoglycemia. I have a severe case of it. So it's life-threatening for me. That's why I always drink tea. gives me a sugar boost. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to do this more often. If you guys like it, that would be pretty awesome. So yeah, so upvote this post, and I will, and leave comments down below on some of the stuff you'd like me to do. I do dares, and I do, sorry. I do dares. I like to do different kinds of challenges and stuff. So if you guys have any requests, now I'm going to say in advance, I am not doing the Tide Pod challenge. I do not agree with it. Those people are stupid. It says right on the container, do not consume. So yeah, I like doing the spicy challenge. I was thinking of doing the Taki challenge again, because I didn't feel like I sufficed it enough. I am not eating a Carolina Reaper pepper, but I did eat a habanero once, so you should check that video out. So yeah, this is my first vlog. I hope you guys like it. Make sure you leave a comment down below to tell me what you guys want to see do. Sorry, I'm so mind boggled. Comment to tell me what you guys want to see me do. Yeah. Whether it's any challenges, I will look it up and see if I can do it. I will do spicy challenges. I love spicy food. I'm actually going to do this on Dlive, where I am live streaming. I'm actually going to do it on here. I have to find them first. I'm sorry. I live in Canada. I live in Alberta in Canada. So it's a lot harder for me to find this stuff, so I probably have to order it online. But I'm thinking of doing the spicy ramen challenge. That doesn't seem too bad. I mean,